What is going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to go over how you can use Roaring Moon, the Scarlet Paradox mod, in the Tera Raids system. So, let's get into it. So, Roaring Moon is actually a very interesting Pokemon. It is a Scarlet exclusive, so you need to keep that in mind. It is very powerful, but it can be very interesting and very difficult to actually use if you don't have the best matchup. So, Roaring Moon is actually a Dragon Dark type. If you do have Scarlet, you'll be able to catch 50-50 chance on Dragon or Dark. I would recommend just whatever Tera type it comes with, you're fine, because we're kind of be using both moves. There are several items you can run with him. You can run Booster Energy to go ahead and just straight up give you more of an attack boost, so you can just do more damage. You can run Shell Bell. You can do Life Orb. You can do several things. You could run Berries. Honestly, the way I ran them is Booster Energy because we actually have a move that'll let us go ahead and heal up, which is very, very good for a Pokemon. So let's jump over to the moves and see what we're dealing with. Dragon Rush is actually going to be our main attacking move. We are Dragon Dark type, so we are going to be using both stabs, but it's a 100 base power physical attack move. So that's going to be very good. It can also make the target flinch, so it can't actually attack you. It has to wait another turn. Now, this Pokemon does not get a lot of setup moves, in all honesty. It only really gets Dragon Dance. And yes, it's a very good setup move. It's going to be what we're running here because we need that little helper. We need to be able to get our attack up, we need to get our speed up. He does not have a chance to go ahead and get like a way to boost his attack and his defense at the same time, which is very hurtful for him. That is probably the only drawback that he has. And then we have Crunch. Crunch is able to lower the target's defense stat, which is very good for us because we are physical attacking. So if you are able to get Dragon Dance off, go ahead and Crunch. You actually get the defense drop. You're sitting in a really good place to go ahead and Dragon Rush or Dragon Dance again. Very, very solid. Then our last move is actually Roost. Roost is one of the best moves that I can think of that on top of my head, this is the move that I would like to have on everybody that is able to go into the raid system. So pretty much every Pokemon, either Roost or Recover. He does get Roost. It will heal half of its max HP. So it won't heal you to max, but if you are sitting at about half HP, it'll heal you all the way. If you're less than half, it'll heal you whatever half your max HP is, which is really good because you're able to heal yourself up very consistently and very effectively. Now, these are the moves we are running. I found this to be actually the best move pool for him because of the 2 stabs. So he does work very well against Psychic types, Psychic Raids. Very, very effective. His Dragon, very strong. Go ahead. You go in, do some Dragon Dances, maybe knock out a Crunch to go ahead and try and get that defense drop. And then go ahead and just start firing off Dragon Rushes. He is very tough if he's not in the right situation, but single, I have done all these things in single. I always do. I have completed it. I do think he'd be a better option online because you get a little bit more help with everybody else. Because, let's be honest, you're the one doing all the damage on single. But let's jump over the spread to kind of explain how we were able to get to where we are now. So for our spread here, we're actually running a kind of complex set. You can run a more standard max HP, max attack, and then last 4 in defense. Now for me, I actually built it a little bit different because in all honesty, he doesn't have the best defensive stat. So kind of needs some of that investment. We are running an Adamant, max HP, 124 in attack, and 132 in defense. What that allows us to do is with our Booster Energy, we go ahead and up our attack stat already. We are Dragon Dancing, setting that up. You could honestly run a Life Orb or something, but you're actually boosting your attack stat already. Along with Dragon Dance, we have Roost to heal, but we want to make sure that we can live. We can go ahead and max HP, but our defense stat is still lacking. It is very low on this Pokemon. Does not want to take any physical attacks. So I went ahead and invested it up. Now we're able to take a lot more hits that we wouldn't typically take because we have defense investment and HP investment. So that's going to be exactly how I built him. You have Photosynthesis as your ability. You are running with friends and they're bringing a more Rhydon, so you're online. They would just proc your ability already. That is what the booster energy is there to do, to go ahead and proc your ability. So you do get the stat boost in whatever you want it in. In this case, it is going to be your attack stat. Looking at base stats, we're running a 414 in HP. That's a pretty high HP stat, which is very solid. Something where kind of the range of very good. So whenever you do put it there, very solid. We are running a 379 for our attack stat. It can go way higher than that, but for this build, I actually brought it back some to go ahead and give us some defense investment. Our defense is going to be 211, way better than what it was, because your defense would be way in the hundreds, like unusable defense stat. Now that we are having some investment in, we're able to go ahead and live some hits that we otherwise wouldn't. Speed is 274. That's perfectly fine. Special defense, 238. So our defenses are very well rounded there, along with a good, healthy HP stat. Your special attack is 106. We're not using that, so I would not bother bottle capping it. Now in this raid, we are actually able to get in. Go ahead and solo this. You are wanting to go in. Dragon Dance, you're going to need a Roost. Dragon Rush, Crunch, you're going to need to be able to effectively use all your moves to get around these raids. I am doing this solo, so can see in the right situations, we are able to solo. I always do my testing on 6-star raids, 4 solos, because honestly, if you can't solo a raid with it, then you might as well not use the Pokemon. Now, that does not take away from the fact that if you do play online, these mods are very effective. If you are taking a Pokemon that you're able to solo a raid with online, you will actually be able to go ahead and do that raid even quicker. You will be in a very solid state, and it'll be a lot better for you. Now we are able to get in, do some Dragon Dances, go ahead and Roost a couple times. It is kind of difficult to use him because of his typings, his defense stats. They're not the best, but we are able to get the job done, which is always a good thing. I would recommend, if you are using this Pokemon, be very careful and PP up everything you have so you can actually Roost more consecutively and you'll be fine. But as you can see, we're able to take it down. It is a 6-star raid, the hardest raid in the game. Now this is my Roaring Moon set. This is the set that I have found to be the most effective. Now, keep in mind, the items can change. Booster Energy may not be the best item for you. I've ran him with Shell Bell, I've ran him with Life Orb, I've ran him with Booster Energy. Honestly, all those are very solid options. I would say run something along the lines of damage boosting, and it'll definitely put you in the right direction. But if you do spread to max HP, max attack, give yourself a Shell Bell, give yourself leftovers, give you something to heal up more consistent than your Roost. You do have Roost, perfectly fine, but if you are going max HP, max attack, give yourself another way to heal because your defense stat will be very low. If you like this one, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what you're thinking about Roaring Moon compared to Salamence, because honestly, it's just a past form of him, and he reminds me of the Mega. So let me know down in the comment section down below what you think of Roaring Moon, and I'll catch you guys in the next Tera Raid build.